good morning, good morning. Hey, top of the morning to you people, top of the morning. Welcome to another episode of Talking About Something. Because when you got something to talk about, we gonna talk about something. You hear me? So first off, first and foremost, hey, I always want to give thanks to God, the big guy upstairs, but at him. But when none of this be possible, yeah, I know what's going on in the world, and we might touch on that. We might not touch on that. I ain't really in all that. But I do want to, focus on God for a minute because without God, nothing we do would happen. Every day is a blessing. Every second is a blessing. Every breath is a blessing. Despite what you might be going through, God always there. God always protecting. God always looking at. And God hear you. God do hear you. He just waiting on you to get in place, waiting on you to get to the point where you're supposed to be at in life and say, hey, this is what you need to be doing. This your calling. This is what you need to be doing. So yeah, we want to start the day off by thanking God. I thought about it and actually I prayed on it. So feel like we can do a little prayer because there's too much going on in this world. So just give me a moment, say a prayer with everybody. Like God, I want to thank you for everything that you have done in our life, in my life, my family's life. I want to thank you for always keeping us protected from things seen and unseen. I want to thank you for giving us strength and giving us wisdom. Be able to give back to you in a way that only you see fit, in a way that is pleasurable to you, Lord. Want to thank you for showing me my purpose, my calling, being here, being able to speak. Whether two or three are gathered, we have fellowship, even in a small group. Still can give you praise, give you honor, give you the glory that you so definitely deserve, Lord. Because without you, this could have been so many other different variables. We could not be here. Could not be able to be in this position to speak. Could also not be in a position to listen, whether you need to hear it or somebody close to you need to hear it, Lord. I want to thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for everything. Thank you for protecting our kids, protecting our families. So much in this world is going on. So much in this world is happening. On the way to survive nowadays, Lord, is we gotta have you in our life. We gotta have you here. We gotta have you present like you always have been. But the difference is this time we hear you and we're listening. We're trusting in you. Can't pray and then worry. That's not the way that works. You're supposed to pray and not worry because you know your God, the Almighty, the King, Lord of all lords, has a covering over you and your loved ones. Whether you know it or not, it's somebody always setting up a prayer for you. Whether they know you or not, you don't even have to know anybody. You don't even have to know them too well to have someone send a prayer on your behalf. Because Lord, even though things get hard and things become troubling, things have a way of working out because you always know, hey, I got to pull them out. You always know when to come through. You always know when to save somebody, Lord. You always know when the right time to say, hey, that's enough. Come back to me now. Lord, we want to thank you for that. There's no us without you, Lord. There's no us without your son. There's no protection of us without being covered by the blood. Amen. So we here. It's been like I said, it's been a lot of political stuff going on. We seeing wars and rumors of wars like the Bible said. And it's crazy that people still look at the Bible and be like, I still don't quite believe it. Well, it's playing out broad day right now. But we ain't gonna harp on that. We ain't gonna harp on that. We're gonna keep the podcast moving along. I do want to announce, hey, if you ever been to church, one of those churches where everybody might be dressed nice, but you don't want to dress so nice. You ain't gotta wear your Sunday best. You ain't gotta put your Sunday best on. You want to stand out still, but you want to be comfortable. Just so you know, TBS podcast, the Talking About Some podcast, we have merch. We have a Falcons inspired hoodie with the colorway, with the red, with the white. Talking about something. Because when you got something to talk about, you're talking about something. We have church shirts. One of them is called Covered by the Blood. The other one is called By Grace Alone. Simple shirts, nice, high quality shirts that, hey, if you don't want to wear the full, you don't want to wear that Sunday drip, you don't want to put that hat on, ladies, I got shirts for you. And it's all at talkingboutsomething.com. So if you go to the website, check it out. I will drop the link in the description, so you will be able to get your hands on some merch whenever you feel like it. I'm sitting here doing this podcast in this room, man. It's a little chilly, and it made me think about it, man. It's funny. Hey, and this is no shot at women. It's just whoever live with the significant other that do this. I want you to understand, boy. Me, this is gonna sound wild, but me and my fan the other night, I was up, I couldn't sleep. Me and my fan was talking. And when I say my fan, I'm talking about my ceiling fan, cause that boy be working. And I looking, I'm like, you know what? Ain't not a damn day you ain't work. Ain't not a damn day you done miss work, called out. You can't call that. Cause that fan gonna be on. Cause my wife, hey, it don't matter what season it is. It don't matter nothing like that. That fan gonna be on. You hear me? I'm talking about, I'm talking about one time it was like 17 degrees out the door. Do you think that fan missed a day when it was freezing outside? No, that fan was on. That bug was working every day. If I had to pay my fan, boy, I'd be broke. Cause that bug be working, boy. When it's on, it's on. We ain't missed a day. Cold, hot, lukewarm, none of that. Ain't not a damn night. We done slept in that bed and that fan ain't been on. That's the funny part, but we be talking about it's on. That crazy, man. It's crazy to think about. But hey, I love my baby. I love my wife. She know that. And if she want that fan on, that fan gonna be on. I ain't got no complaints, because I probably want it on sometime too. I probably want it on every now and then. We gonna turn it on. Hey, I ain't tripping off that. You want the fan on? No, it ain't. Of course, I don't mind that it's 11 degrees outside. We gonna turn that fan on, because I might want it on. It's just to have on. Yeah, some of this stuff, I need some help, because I shouldn't be thinking like that. But it be funny. It be so funny. It be so funny, boy. Because I'm trying to think. With my grandma like that? Because she couldn't have been. My grandma, nah, we ain't had no ceiling fan in her room. She ain't get no ceiling fan in her room too. I think I was in high school by the time she got a ceiling fan in her room. But as a kid, when she used to make me lay down in that bed and go to sleep, all 50 pounds of that cover, talking about bed covered tightly, but it's 55 blankets on that, 55 blankets on the bed. But talking about once you get under there, you can't move. You might as well just go to sleep. You get in one position and you stuck there. My grandma had a high bed. For some reason, she wasn't but 5'4", 5'3". Her bed was about taller than her. Cause I used to have to jump on it. And once I laid down, boy, it was over with. I couldn't move, hands stuck by my side. Ain't gonna be no days like that no more. Ain't gonna be no days like that no more, boy. Them days gone, man. We grown, man. 32 years of life, 32 of them things. That's the thing, but 32 of them things, we here. My brother just had a birthday today too, man. Shout out to Chris, man. He normally be on the podcast with me, but hey, it's his birthday. That boy living. Let that boy go have a good time, but hey, shout out to you, boy. My brother from another mother. That's my boy. Shout out to you, boy. Hey, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing, boy. Keep doing what you're doing, boy. Everything gonna be straight. Everything gonna work out. That's that faith that I be talking about right there. Everything gonna be straight. Everything gonna work out, boy. I be having a little pep talk with myself. Got to sometime. Like for one, I'm in here talking to myself. I'm talking to somebody, whoever listening. But while I'm recording this, I'm sitting here talking to myself, which is sometimes I need to do that. It give me a chance to look at myself from a different point of view. But yeah, these my thoughts, but I don't never really say them. You know what I'm saying? I don't never really just come out and be like me and my boy, we joke about it. We talk about it. Most of the time we just reminiscing, man, about some good old days. But like we were talking the other day on the other podcast, days when, boy, on Sunday, hey, you know where to pull up and hoop. On Sunday, you outside hooping. We did that all the way up through high school. Sunday, you outside, you hooping. You in somebody city in our little area in 229, boy. You got little Edison, you got Morgan, got Allerton, got Larry. I ain't forgetting the little unincorporated city, Dickey, places like that. You got them in that little area in South Georgia now. Got these little area, but on Sunday, Cuthbert used to be lit too. I went to Cuthbert every now and then, and I went to Blakely probably 1 or 2 times, and I ain't know them, boy. I went where I knew some folks at. So when we hooping, boy, we was outside, boy. We was out there talking about Someday the court be packed. Folks just out there. Folks ain't even playing. Folks just out there. They just want to come look. It's a getaway spot. It's a chance for us to get away from the normal of school. Being at home, being in church or something like that. We outside. We doing something productive at the time, keeping ourselves busy, staying out of trouble. Though at the time, but I remember one time I was in Leary and hooping. We were hooping. I might get some work in. We was hooping, balling. Like, talking about when you hooping outside like that. But some of them games felt like you was in the tournament, in the playoffs. Some of them was just that lit. But I remember one time, but we was out there. Cause it was always older people around, but I don't even remember dude's name, but I had to call my boy and see what his name was. But I remember we was out there and a couple dudes pulled up in the car. I think they were bike Chevys. One of them had a Impala, something like that. But they had some beat in their trunk. Now if you you got some beat in your trunk and you got some wheels on that mug, you was something. That mean you knew something. Or that mean you were doing something. One of them two. But yeah. I'm like, cuz pulled up. We were playing. I like, thinking about that mug got some knocking. And he's like, yeah, boy, I got that doon in there. I said, some what? Everybody, ain't nobody questioning what he said. Nobody questioned. Nobody stopped and said, bro, what you just said but me? I'm like, what? And like, yeah, dog, got that doon in the trunk. I'm like, what in the world did you get that from? Who in the world think of a right mind to describe a sound with a sound? You describing the sound your trunk made. You describing the sound your trunk make while it's making a sound. Who in the world do that? That is some crazy stuff. That boy say, I got some da-doon. You know when you got the song on and it go da-doon, and the trunk beat, man, everybody know, but if you got that da-doon, your tag gonna rattle. You know something. If you heard that, you know something. I ain't gonna say no name, but I remember at school, we used to have the intercom speakers that used to be outside. I ain't gonna say no name. They know who they is. They used to have some intercom speaker. They used to come out, like make the ding, 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 let you know you're going to your next. We had some speakers outside, some intercom speakers, and one day, them speakers came up missing. Somebody stole the school intercom speaker. And one day, somebody came riding. They had them jury rigged to make them intercom speakers work for their car. The funniest thing in the world, but how you gonna take it from the school? I wasn't mad at it. It was just funny. That mug was the funniest thing in the world. Hud done went and got the school intercom speaker, hooked him up to his car, and was straight jamming. Couldn't be mad at it. It was pretty. It was very impressive. The ingenuity it took to do that. This is in high school. That's what I'm saying, dog. This generation, I don't know. The stuff that they have wouldn't be as good as it was if we weren't playing with it. Like, if we weren't messing with keyboard, if we weren't messing with the new phones that was coming out at the time when touchscreen first came out, when the touchscreen ain't even work. That's what I'm talking about. We had the first touchscreen when touchscreen barely worked. It wasn't no scrolling. You had to press an arrow for it to go to the next page. Wasn't no scrolling, no nothing like that. I remember, man, if we didn't have a hand in, we had hands in developing a whole bunch of stuff that these kids these days using right now. I'm just saying, let's think about it. MySpace, we knew how to code. We knew how to make words fall on the page. We knew how to, every time you click on somebody's page, they music automatically play. But we was coding. If we ain't know how to, man, come on now. If we wasn't doing all of that, these websites ain't even know what they was capable of at that time until we got a hold of them and we flipped the game. They like, oh, we can make some money off of this. But when text messaging, I'm old enough to know when text messaging came out. That's how old I am. I'm old enough to know when text messaging came out. I'm just barely old enough to know what a beeper is. I know what a beeper is because I seen it. I know what a two-way is because I had it in my hand. Did it work? No, it ain't work. I remember my dad had a two-way. My dad had a pager. When he came to the country, it didn't work. So I knew what it looked like. I knew what it felt like, but it never worked. Like when text messaging first came out, but it wasn't no unlimited text message. You couldn't just spam each or whatever you wanted, like just words, just keep sending them over and over. No, you had to pay for that. That was different. You had to pay for that. The little plans they had, the little cell phone plans they had then. You get 250 text messages. You might get unlimited mobile to mobile text messaging. Like I'm talking about later. I ain't talking about like when we first started with it. I'm talking about a little later now. You might have 500 text messages, 500 anytime minutes, unlimited mobile to mobile calling, limited mobile to mobile texting. Pictures went free. Picture used to be 25 cents. to send and receive pictures. Man, picture used to be 25 cents to send and receive pictures. That what used to be so crazy. It wasn't no unlimited texting. It wasn't no unlimited calling. You might have had unlimited calling on the weekend, or you might have had unlimited calling after 9. Mobile to mobile calling was the only thing that was free. Hey, don't call my phone after 9, boy. You finna bust my minutes up. Then when the little internet packages came out, that junk was not unlimited. You used to get 2 gigabytes of data, 2 to 5 gigabytes. This when Instagram was jumping. Instagram was just starting to jump. You used to never forget. Hey, I can't receive no pictures, man. I ran out of data. It was on Instagram. They made you value with your head. But then when Wi-Fi came out, man, that was over with. Then you ain't gotta then you didn't have to use your data. Your 2 gigabytes of data could last you a whole month. You wouldn't get no new data. You wouldn't get no new data until that next month. Hopefully you could roll over. If you could roll over and get some data, man, you could roll over and stack your data up. You was great. But if you couldn't, you had to make them 5, and 10 gigabyte last. Then they finally came out with that unlimited. Verizon came out with unlimited data, limited texting, and unlimited call. It was still a limit on that, because after you spent by 10 good gigabytes, that's like I say, they went Instagram popping. Facebook was finally, coming around. Vine was jumping. It wasn't no TikTok. It was called music.ly. Musically was that jump that was before TikTok. I remember that because I was on it. That jump was so wild during that time, man. Taught us responsibility. 9 days, you can break a phone, you get insurance, you got insurance on the phone, they replace your phone either that same day or that next day. Overnight shipping, they be working fast. Back then, you broke a phone, ain't no telling when you got another one, so you probably just gotta use just a regular phone at the time just to get you, just to be, communicate. We had all different types. That's when it was plentiful when it came to prepaid phone. We got a few of them now, but we had Page Plus, a knockoff of whoever, but it was $25 a month. Sometimes the internet worked if they unlocked your phone and had to do all that. Sometimes your internet works, sometimes your internet don't work. Sometimes you had to buy phones that only work specifically with them companies. That was the thing then. I can deep dive into all that. I was there. I was there when they first put that keyboard on their phone. Yes, sir. I was there when they first put a whole QWERTY keyboard, like the keyboard that we type in. We had, guess what? We had computer classes. They was teaching us how to use computers. I'm old enough to know what a floppy disk is. Or maybe my school, matter of fact, it might not have been that I'm that old to know what that is. I'm thinking just maybe my school was not that advanced as other schools. Because we in the country, so we ain't get that much. We had computers that had the big old fatback screen. Then you had the big old CPU. And that mug used to take a CD. First you used to take a floppy disk. I remember that we had one that used to take a floppy disk. Then the floppy disk went out. Then we had one that took a CD. The CD stayed around for a long time. If you had one, then they put in the USB port to where, okay, I can plug up my phone to this now, or my MP3 player, and move music that way. It's been iteration, man. I done lived long enough to see all that. That mug crazy. And that tell you how time is relevant, and then how a span of time can go by and what feel like a blink of an eye. They think you in a whole different society. That was crazy then. I remember, man, YouTube when definitely was not what it is now. YouTube was just, hey, I remember when YouTube was first coming out, like, hey, you look on YouTube, they teach you how to do everything. Like it still do it. Now there's so many tutorials, so many how-tos, so many DIY videos on YouTube. Not bad. Then they really taught you how to do everything. They really taught you how to do everything. But yeah, it was definitely a different time back then, boy. When it came to technology. Yeah, definitely a different time then, but you ain't gonna get it like that no more. That's when they made phones that were built to last. They had that one little blue Verizon phone. I swear to God, it felt like everybody had their phone. Or maybe it's just where I was. It's a little blue Verizon phone, and that mug was pretty much indestructible. I seen people throw it. I done seen people drop it. I had a classmate that had one, and the top of it was gone out, like the screen was gone, but you could still call. You had to plug in your headphones to talk that way. And that was so crazy because it still worked. The phone still worked. And text message though. All you could do a call. That little blue phone was indestructible. Everybody knows. I think it was either a little LG or something like that, but that mug was indestructible. everybody, I want to say everybody had that little phone. They put text message in that. Before we had a full keyboard on the phone, and you had to double tap just to say, hey, you had to go, well, how it go? You had to go press press 3 2 times. I think it was 3. Or was it 4? One of them, I can't remember now. I have to look at it. If I see it, I can do it. But you had to press like 3 2 times, 2 or 3 times just to get to that letter. Spell out, put the H, the B 2 times, get the Y. Then the space was 0. But hey, we had got so good. They were like, hey, what are these kids doing? Hey, we texting. We texting. But texting the whole paragraph during that time took so long. That's why I say we revolutionized, because if they didn't know what text messaging was gonna do, we made text messaging what it was, then it blew up. Then they started throwing, hey, let's throw a keyboard on their phone. They already taking computer classes. Let's throw a keyboard on them. Then you got phone like the Sidekick, the LG Bouncer, the Envy, the iPhone, the LG Envy, the iPhone, not the iPhone, but the thing on phones like that. They came with a keyboard, full keyboard, and you typing away. But them good old time. But I talk about that all day. But anyway, look, we gonna get back right. These episodes gonna be a little short, man. I'm gonna hold it down, and we gonna keep doing what we doing, because we love doing what we doing when we doing something. Because when we doing something, we always talking about something. So thank you for tuning in to Talking About Something today. This your boy Shackster Dumb. It might be Shackerville in that week. I ain't too sure. But we here, and we gonna do what we do when we doing what we doing, because we're doing it. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, y'all enjoy. Have a blessed day. Thank you for tuning in.